Hi, I'm Michelle Chalfant, psychotherapist, holistic life coach, and human just like you, learning to navigate life's challenges. With over 25 years experience, I teach people how to get healthy using the adult chair model. The adult chair model is where simple psychology meets grounded spirituality, and it teaches us how to become healthy adults. From anxiety and depression to codependency and relationship issues, you can use the adult chair for just about anything. Each week, I share practical tips, tools, and advice from myself and a wide range of experts on how to get unstuck, how to live authentically, and how to truly love yourself, all while sitting in your adult chair. Welcome to the Adult Chair Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Adult Chair Podcast. I am Michelle Chalfant. Happy Thanksgiving to you if you are celebrating Thanksgiving today. What an odd Thanksgiving year this is, with the restrictions around even traveling and being together for the holiday season. Once again, COVID is upon us, and I really felt like this was a show that needed to be run again. 5 steps to peace, because I feel like our anxiety level starts to rise without COVID being around, just entering the holiday season when we are traveling more and we're with family and friends that we usually aren't with. And now we've got COVID on top of it. So I ran this show, or I recorded this show originally way back, I think it was in March or April when we were in the middle of this quarantine. But these steps to peace, they're steps that you can apply year round. You don't have to just apply them now. They're really steps you can use for the rest of your life when COVID is long gone. For me, it's more important that we live with peace, 5 steps to peace, instead of happiness. For me, happiness is very much a temporary state, but peace is a state that I feel like we can maintain much longer. And I'm going to teach you how to do that today with my very simple steps. You know, here at the Adult Chair, I am all about simple psychology, grounded spirituality. I want you to be able to listen to this show and take the things I offer you and apply them immediately, starting today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over 5 steps to peace that you can start to incorporate in your life right at the end of the show. But first, I have to thank our sponsor, Care Of. They're a wellness brand that makes it easy to maintain your health goals with a customized vitamin plan that helps you to feel your best today and supports you long term. All of Care Of's products are formulated with good-for-you, clean ingredients that are backed by science. Care Of's holistic online quiz is like getting a one-on-one consultation with a nutritionist, all without leaving your house. This online quiz is what sold me way back when I started using this company. And you continue to take the online quiz because your needs will change over time. But this online quiz is so amazing because you are asked questions about diet, lifestyle, health concerns, etc., to help you to address your very specific wellness goals. For myself, I was dealing with adrenal fatigue, and after taking the quiz, I was given the perfect supplements to help address that issue. So as the season changes, it's important to get ahead of taking care of your immune health. So now is the best time to jump on this quiz and figure out what the heck your body needs right now. So here's the good news. You get 50% off your first Care Of order. All you need to do is go to takecareof.com and enter code ADULT50. That's 50% off your first Care Of order. Just go to takecareof.com and enter code ADULT50. All right, so let's jump right in to the show. 5 steps to peace. So one of the things that we do when we have an emotion that's rising up inside of us is we speed up. We go faster. Because what's happening is the ego is trying to solve the problem, quote unquote problem, which is the emotion that we're having. So the ego goes into overdrive and tries to fix it. So the ego is the part of us that says, hey, I have this great idea. Why don't we go have some ice cream? Hey, I've got this really great idea. Why don't we go, have a beer or go have wine, whatever it is. So the first step is to slow down. So for those of you that know the adult chair model, What's happening is that our inner child, you guys, is having these emotions that are rising up. So the part of you that still exists within you that's 0 to 6 years old is having these emotions. And then what happens is, because the inner child is just raw with emotion, what happens is the ego, or this adolescent chair, we slide into the adolescent chair to fix the problem. So the problem is the emotion, which again, through the eyes of our ego, that is the problem. But when we live in our healthy adult part, which is the adult chair, we know that emotions are not a problem. They're a beautiful gift. Our emotions serve us as a guidance system, or like a navigation system in our lives. So it's not a bad thing to have emotions. So when I'm in my healthy adult, I can tune into my emotions, and I can only do that when I slow down. So when you feel overwhelmed or whatever emotion you're feeling, stop what you're doing and go sit. Please, go sit. Go sit down somewhere or take a pause. I don't care. People have said, well, I have kids, I can't do this. Yes, you can. Please give your kids a coloring book or crayons, or put them in front of something. I'm not a huge fan of tons of TV, but you know what? I did that when my kids were little some days when I was losing it. Some days it's a TV day, and it's okay. It's okay, you guys. This is a crazy situation we're in. If you need to do that for yourselves to catch a break, give yourself some grace, put your kids in front of the TV or a movie or something. Let them have their little time temporarily, okay? But you've got to slow down, number one. And then I recommend putting your feet on the ground, because we want to ground. We want to get present. When we're grounded, we're present moment. You've got to ground yourselves. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go through the whole list. Number one, slow down. Number two, so again, when I slow down, I like to sit and I put my feet on the ground, and I just get intentional with my feet on the ground, which is very grounding. Number three, I'm going to very, very mindfully check in with my breath. Am I breathing? How quickly am I breathing? When we're stressed, remember, we don't breathe. What do you know? Or we take very shallow, high breaths, which is not healthy. That throws us into the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, like the lion's chasing me. So what we want to do is sit, be very mindful of my breath. Am I breathing? Oh my God, I'm not breathing. Put your hand on your belly, and on the inhale, push your belly out, which is backwards, by the way. We want to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So push that belly out on the inhale, and then on the exhale, we're pulling the belly in. So be mindful of your breath, slowing down, putting my feet on the floor, watching my breath. Then I'm going to check in. Hey, what's going on? Check in with yourself. And we can't do this if we're not slowing down. So I might say to myself, gosh, what's going on inside of my body right now? Wow. There's a knot in my stomach. Okay. There's a knot in my throat. Once you check in, you're becoming aware. So it's about becoming aware of that. Just stay in awareness of it. Oh, wow, look I've got a knot in my stomach. I encourage you just to sit and be with the knot in your stomach. This is what's so cool about emotions. You don't necessarily have to know what the emotion is. If you know you're sad, then sit in sadness. If you know you're grieving, then sit in grief. If you feel guilt, then sit in guilt. Because that emotion will wash through you in about 90 seconds if you don't have a story around it, if you don't go into your mind about it. So sit in it. Be in it. Be in that emotion if you know it. If you don't know your emotion, which so many people don't, and that's okay, but I will guarantee you, because I've done this for almost 30 years now, you're going to have a sensation in your body. People go, well, I don't have a sensation in my body. And guess what? It's because they're still moving too fast. Slow it down and imagine yourself sliding in an MRI machine very, 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 very slowly, and do like a scan from head to toe and go, oh, that's weird. This is what people say to me. Oh, I guess I do have a little itty bitty teeny tiny knot in my throat. Great. Can you just be with the knot in your throat? This is the beauty of feeling emotions. Those knots, those tightnesses in your body are because of a stuck emotion. So just by being with it, having the awareness of it, be in it, guess what happens? It loosens it. It loosens it so much that then it eventually dissolves and moves through you. So if you want to get rid of this anxiety that you're living with, here's how you do it. I promise you. I've lived with anxiety many, 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 many years. I don't have it anymore. However, I'm human, so it still comes up once in a while. I still get days where I'm like, God, I feel sad and depressed. Once in a while, I know what to do with it. I do the same thing that I'm giving you right now. This is what I do. It works. I promise. So when you are aware of what you're feeling on the inside and you just be with it, stay in it, it begins to move. It morphs, it moves, it loosens. It takes about 90 seconds. Now, if you have a story around it, if you're building a story, what I mean by that is if you say to yourself, I'm really sad, and there's my sadness. But then if you say, I'm really sad, and I don't think I'll ever be able to go to the grocery store again and buy toilet paper, and it's going to be awful, and we're going to be like this forever, and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what I mean by going into a story around your emotion. But if you just say, I'm just sad, there's no other meaning about it. There's no meaning around it. There's no story around it. Just be sad. Let it through. 90 seconds. Boom, it's through you. Okay? The last thing, after you do these beautiful things, is my favorite, is journaling. You guys, journaling is the key to your unconscious mind. It is the key into your inner child. It is the key into your body. This is where your emotions are. And people say, well, I don't know what to journal. I don't know what to say. I never know how to start journaling. Guess what? I think you just heard me say in the beginning, this is why I created the 14 days. theadultchair.com/14 days, 14 days. I have got the 14 days of journaling prompts just for you. They are sitting there year round from here on out. So don't tell me you don't know what to journal. I'm giving you the prompts. I give you really nice, juicy prompts to get you going. The pen is the window into the unconscious. So allow the pen to write what it wants. Because what's happening is your unconscious mind is writing. It's just writing, writing, writing. Just let it loose, even if it makes no sense. The other day I journaled and I sat down and I was in a really bad mood. And I started it out with, I really hate myself today. And that's where I started. I hate myself. These are my thoughts. And I just let the pen go. I don't judge what I'm writing. I just let it go. And by the end, I had written down 3 solutions and I was empowered by the end and in a completely different emotional state. Guess where I was? I hope you're thinking the word peace or you said it out loud. I was in peace. But you've got to touch on the emotions that don't feel good and let them process through you. And journaling is a fantastic way of doing that. Fantastic. So there are many other ways to find peace, but I'm telling you, you know me, I like it simple and I like it fast. Here you go. I wish I had that magic pill for you guys. I don't, but this works. So you're going to slow down. You're going to ground, right? Check in, breathe slowly, and journal. 5 things to do. 5. That's it. And they're quick. Let your hand go, though, when you journal. I'm telling you, it'll transform you right into peace. Okay. And again, I want to share with you, people say to me, I'm so sorry I'm crying. Please don't ever be sorry if you're crying. Crying is fantastic. Fantastic for purging emotions and letting them through you. Please don't ever apologize for that. I encourage crying. I've got 2 boxes of Kleenexes in my office. When people cry, I don't move. I let them go because I know their emotions are processing through them when they're crying. Don't put meaning around tears. Other than if you want to put meaning around tears, put meaning around tears and say something like, this is so good and healthy for me. I'm finding my way back to peace. I'm clearing out emotions. Let the tears clear out your emotions. This quarantine is an opportunity for healing and transformation. It's an opportunity, really. Please take it. I'm not in denial of anything that's going on in the world. I'm quite aware, and it's quite scary, and some days it's horrifying. I have turned the news off, though, and I've asked my husband and my sons to tell me if there's anything I absolutely need to know, because it was throwing me. I'm an empath, so I really feel emotions deeply. And I said, I can't. So what are you doing to take care of yourselves. You have to be mindful about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. In order to find peace, remember, and to stay in peace and in balance, it's your job. It's no one else's. No one else's. You've got to know what is best for you, and you can get yourself there. You can use these 5 steps, but it might also mean you got to turn off that TV. Are you taking care of yourselves? Are you taking a bath? Are you giving yourself a walk every day? Are you taking yourself out in nature? I know we have to be 6 feet apart, but you can walk on your front yard if you live in an apartment. There's got to be some grass around there somewhere, or a tree. Go drive somewhere where there's nobody around and just let yourself sit there. Nature is so healing for every single one of us. But do something for you. Make sure you're exercising in some way. Just go for a walk outside. Walk down the street if you can, if you're allowed to where you live. Okay, everybody. That's it. It's all about simple tools, simple psychology. Hope you found this helpful. I promise you, I will guarantee it. Please hit me up on social media. You know I'm on Instagram at Michelle Chalfant. I have Michelle Chalfant Facebook. I've got the Adult Chair Closed group. If you do not agree with me that these 5 steps bring you to peace, I want to hear about it. Because I will challenge you on this, because I'm a tough person to work with. And if this works for me, I promise you this will work for you, but you've got to take the time to do it. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that show as much as I did. It's always nice to get a refresher. I even enjoy listening to these shows. Again, it's all about simple steps to transformation, to healing, all of it. And if you want to learn more about the adult chair and living in your healthiest and best self, just go to theadultchair.com. There is a wealth of information there all about what the adult chair is, as well as tons of free resources. So you can start to learn how to live in your adult chair today. That's all I've got for you guys today. So if you are traveling this holiday season, safe travels to all of you. And I'll be seeing you next week, seated right here in the adult chair.